Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Welcome to another live. 1 p.m. PST. So if you're not here, you're in the wrong damn spot. Get here, like and sub, share, yell out your window, get people in front of YouTube to watch this. But first, the recent string of mass shootings, especially those in schools, is bringing about stricter gun reform bills. Congress has just passed the most significant gun reform bill we've seen in decades. But bad guys will always have access to guns. Unfortunately, for law-abiding citizens, the Second Amendment has never been more at risk of being infringed than this year. A new site is showing their support for the Second Amendment to create change, and you can get into it too. The support the second coin usually retails for $24.95, but is currently free for a limited time to bring awareness to the issues affecting gun owners today. This coin has beautiful engravings on both sides, with one side stating in bold text, "The Second Amendment is my gun permit." Get your free Second Amendment coin today by going to supportthesecond.com. That's supportthesecond.com. Look at that. Already have the super chat cherry popped. Who is it? Is it D-Light? Let's see. D-Light's known to do this. D-Light, I was right. Thank you very much. It says crazy government. What can we do about it? We need results now and not in 2 years. Well, we have, as far as the ding dong in chief, unless he gets impeached, we're stuck with him. But if they go by the rules of engagement for an impeachment, we could have impeached him 4 or 5 times already, because what the criteria for an impeachment is pretty fucking light. They tried to do it to Trump for a phone call and for a riot that he had nothing to do with, that he told people not to do. So if that's the case for an impeachment, shit. Biden should get 3, 4, 5 impeachments. Hold on, one of my papers blew away. Got it. Put one of my custom coasters. Thank you. Enduro Mark engraving. Doing their thing. Very well. Hello to everybody in the comment section. I see you there. I see you. I feel you. Okay, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I am an ally. Okay. Another super. Let's do that too, huh? Christian, what's up, yo hoser? He said, wrong, Jericho. I got the first one an hour ago. Well, that was the first one that popped up. Forgive me, Christian. I'm sorry, D-Light. If that's the case, then I got to give Cherry Popper to Christian. But that D-Lights was the first one that I saw, so we'll call it a draw. How about that? You both popped the cherry. DP cherry popping on super chats. Oh man, it's starting already. Don't forget JerichoGreen.net, $3.99 a month. I do an exclusive video once or twice a week, exclusively for the website. You won't find that video anywhere else. You won't find those thoughts and comments anywhere else but JerichoGreen.net, $3.99 a month. Venmo, Green for Green, Cash App, $ Jericho Green, 1 super chats. You see how it's done. Christian D-Light, be like the cool kids. First come, first serve. Also, P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California 95961-9998. I got my Jericho Green cards right here. You ever send me something in the mail, you will get one of these. I sit down and I write thank you cards to everyone because I appreciate it. And in order for people to know you appreciate it, you have to show them. There you go. That's my appreciation. And, see, got interrupted again by another super chat. I don't ever mind getting interrupted by these. Interrupt me for money all the time. I don't care. Captain Cook, thank you. Says, do you think we actually have a shot at winning back anything? Real talk. I think we lost our elections Make traders hang again. Make underscore traders underscore hang underscore again. Being real, I do think, of course, I really do think we're going to win back the House and the Senate pretty easily, because unless people just get amnesia, how can we let these people stick around after what they've done and what they've tried to do on a state level and a federal level? I think we did lose the election. Hashtag 2000 mules. Watch that shit, okay? We do have a chance to win that back, and I do think, man, I certainly hope. Then again, these are humans we're dealing with, so the capacity for stupidity is bottomless. But for us to get stuck with Bidenist pervertus again, another we haven't even come to the end of this 4 years, and it's already looking like this. But another, I don't even want to say that out loud, Captain Cook. I don't want to put that out in the ether, man. I don't want to put that out in the universe, man. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to do it. Ranson Shan, thank you. Says all companies and government officials with Chinese connections, a good Bruce Lee movie, by the way, Chinese Connection, should get a public tattoo or suit saying made in China. For sure. Right here, right across your forehead. Big old rubber stamp. Made in China. Bought by China. I work for China. I love China. Any variation of those. But yes, I wish it was that clear. I wish, okay, I can see you from 50 yards away. You're a piece of shit. I know what you're about. I wish it were that easy, Ranson Shan, but keep pushing that. That would be great. The 21st century scarlet letter. So what will we be talking about today, kids? Griner grovels. That's right, Brittany Griner, failed WNBA player, decided it was a good idea to try and sneak some vape pens into Russia. Russia said, "Don't be ridiculous, Brittany." So they arrested her ass and had her in custody. She's been there for months, like 4 or 5 months. She's getting comfortable. I wonder how her Rosetta Stone Russian is going. She's probably getting really good. She's dead. I bet that girl's damn near fluent. Hold on. Trying to find something here. There we go. Boop. There we go. Okay, we're going to get back to what I just looked up. But Brittany Griner, she just pleaded guilty in Russian court. And she, before her appearance in court today, and we'll get into what she was carrying with her, but she wrote a letter to Biden asking him, please, bring me home. Right? That fell on deaf ears. Not like the saying falling on deaf ears, but he probably just didn't hear that shit. He probably didn't have his shit turned up, or it was going real loud because the battery's low. Maybe he didn't see the letter, but he wrote it to her. And then who was it? I don't know. Somebody in his cabinet was saying, "I have no higher priority than getting you home, Brittany." Yeah, okay. After what you've done and said to Russia, yeah, they'll let her go. Christian, my Canadian connection, yo hoser. Trudeau loves China. He admires the dictatorship. Ever see that clip? I have. And yeah, man, he's half dictator. How could Justin Trudeau not like China and its dictatorship, its dictatorial ways? He's half dictator. When you have like you got sports families, or you have these business families, these corporations, these names that we all know, the Johnson and Johnsons or whatever, companies that we all know. We all have their products in our home. If the CEO of the company or the head of the company has a son or something, or a kid, and then their kid becomes a CEO, or you have these sports families, the Mannings and stuff like that, who the dad was a quarterback, the sons are quarterbacks. So if your dad was a dictator, Fidel Castro, then wouldn't it make sense that his son is also a dictator and loves to act like one? He just has softer hands and a deeper V-neck than his father? Makes sense. I agree. Trudeau loves dictatorships. Loves him. He loves him so much, he's trying to turn his country into one. Charles Turner Jr., thank you very much. He says, Jericho, did you get the Paul Joseph Watson video I sent you about the protests in the Netherlands? That comes a day after Georgia Guidestones got vandalized. People are waking up to the globalists. I did get it. I have not seen it yet. But in the Netherlands, isn't that where they shot that kid? Or there was these farmers were protesting. They were blocking something or had their tractors parked somewhere. The kid, 16-year-old kid, drives a tractor away from the cops. He's turning. The cops are here. He's already through his turn. He's not even close to him. Matter of fact, he was going away from him. They almost shot him in the back, but they shot 2 rounds into the cab of the tractor and said that he was trying to run him over. It wasn't even close. They didn't know that a citizen was sitting there in their car filming that shit. Wasn't even close, and they shot that boy. But I'll check that email out as soon as I'm done here, Charles. So Brittany, she's getting shafted, but she doesn't like that because anyway. I posted this on my Instagram page yesterday. I mean, if you value your eyeballs, don't look at it, but mine have already been scorched. But Pelosi was in Italy and she had her titties out. It's fucking gross. If you're looking at our strategic oil reserve, strategic petroleum reserve, the SPR, and you notice it's 5 million barrels lighter, that's because we sent those 5 million barrels of oil to Europe and China. Now, I'm no economist, but I do know this thing called supply and demand. That's the foundation of any business, any economic endeavor, anything. I don't care if it's a lemonade stand or a Fortune 500 company, supply and demand. So if you have more demand than supply, then that supply is more expensive because there's less of it. More people want it than what you have to supply them with. But when you have more demand, or when you have more supply than demand, then the supply is cheaper because you have more stuff than the people that want it. That's why nightclubs are geared towards women. That's why radio stations are geared towards women, because women are going to come out to the events. Women are going to buy the tickets to see their heartthrobs. Men are going to follow. Dick is not in high demand. That's why a lot of things aren't catered toward us. Okay? The dick's a dime a dozen, all right? But when you have people that want something, there's not enough gas out there, so it's in high demand, so it's expensive. But if you flood the market with oil or crude, gasoline, the stuff that makes gas, if there's too much of that, then it's going to be cheap, which is good for us. Because people are going to go, gas? No big deal. It's $3 a gallon. I'm not tripping. Now people are tripping because the nationwide average is over $5. In California, $5 would be a break. So if we need gas and oil and shit, why would you send 5 million barrels to Europe and China? We'll talk about that. There's an Arizona political candidate who probably had the best ad ever. And I mean, really, not being sarcastic, but one of the best ads ever. We'll talk about that shit. Gavin, bang your wife Newsom. If you're new to this broadcast, the reason that I call him Gavin bang your wife Newsom is because he banged his best friend's wife. He's a piece of shit. Anyway, he's doing the whole for thee, not me thing again. Remember, it's French laundry and everything. You can't send your kids to schools on lockdown, but my kids get to go to their private school. And you can't leave your house. You can't go out and eat. You're on lockdown, but I'm going to go to the French laundry and laugh and clink, champagne flutes together and laugh with the same medical professionals that put you on lockdown. That's like your parents sending you to bed early and they got company over and they're having a party in the living room. And all you can do is lay down there and listen to it until you fall asleep. That's what they did. Remember, he went to the French laundry? Look that shit up. Now, see what California and other leftist festering wounds, you might call them states. I call them festering wounds, gangrenous gashes. What they like to do when another state, let's say, here we go, Texas. Texas is always doing something to piss California off with abortion or whatever, or alphabet soup group, Ku Klux Trans rights, whatever they do to get under Gavin Newsom's skirt. They always do this. They always say, well, since this state is doing that and we don't like it, we're going to stop all state travel to that state. So there will be no official business conducted on a California taxpayer dollar to that naughty little state, Florida, Texas, whatever. But Gavin, he decided, well, fuck that. I'm trying to go to big sky country. I want to go up to Montana with my family and go on vacation. Burn, California, burn. But we're going to go on vacation. And we're going to go to Montana, even though Montana is on the list that we will conduct no state business in. No state funds will go to that state. Well, who do you think pays for Gavin's family to go on vacation, for his flight, his security, their food, their clothes? Who do you think pays for that? Not him. He's not like, no, it's cool, California. I got this. My family. This is my bill. I'll pay for it. Nope. So we can't conduct any state business there or any travel until I want to go. Got it. Now we're understanding. We do what we want. You do what we tell you. Do as I say, not as I do. Got it. For thee, not me. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you for making that so clear, you dickhead. Justin Desroches. That's all I'm going to say. I hope I did it right. Good damn afternoon from the East Coast, smaller version of California, a.k.a. Massachusetts. Isn't that where Joe Kahanis is from? The squaw with diarrhea of the jaw. What's her name? No. Little few, they call her Few Drops. That's her Indian name, Few Drops. Because that's how many drops of Indian blood you got in you. Just a few. When she 1,024th Indian, we're all 1,024th Indian. If your family was born here and your ancestry's here, you're all at least 1,024th Indian. What the fuck is she talking about? And we're all 1,024th Indian, you idiot. That's what people do where they live. They fuck everybody here. Indians, black folks, white folks, Mexicans, it don't matter. If your family's been here long enough, you got some Indian blood in you. Straight up. That is what we call the truth. So, let's get to this, shall we? Boom. We got some receipts on that, dummy. Got some receipts on that, dummy. Hold on. I have the story for a good gun. Hold on. There we go. So, as we do every live, the first thing we talk about is a segment called Good Gun. All too often, we hear about the things that happens when somebody does something bad with the gun. But on this live, we talk about good things that people do with a gun. So, this one is, the title of this article is one of my favorites. It says, he's back there screaming. Leesburg homeowner calls 911 after shooting burglar, police say. And I can't stress this enough. Just imagine you're in your home, and we probably all thought about this, being home by ourselves. What could happen? What would we do if it did? But just imagine being home, and somebody comes in your house. Huh? Somebody comes in your house. Mind-blowing. That's your place of refuge. That's where you don't expect things like that to happen. But just imagine. The 911 call made by a Leesburg man who shot one of two burglars who broke into his home was released Wednesday. Police say they responded to the home on Floorview Lane around 7:30 in the morning Monday after the homeowner called saying two men entered his residence and he shot one of them. I'm just glad that these people have the ability to grab their firearm, whether the burglars are too stupid or they had time, they heard them and had time. I'm just glad that these people were able to get their guns. I need an ambulance here, and I need a police officer immediately. Somebody just broke into my house. He got shot. Please hurry, the homeowner says. Not, I got that motherfucker. Take your time. I hope he dies. Because that's what they say legal gun owners are, a bunch of bloodthirsty maniacs just itching to pull the trigger. You ever had an itch like right in the middle of your back and you can't scratch it? You're doing your best impression of a fucking grizzly trying to rub it up against a pole or the corner of a wall. That's that itch that gun owners have. I can't wait to take somebody's life with this thing. Didn't sound like this man felt that way. The man then went on to say that there were two people inside of the house and he shot one with a pistol. They fell out the back of the house through the sliding glass door. He's on my back porch, the homeowner said in the 911 call. There's somebody else here too, man. I don't know which way they went. The homeowner then told the operator he walked outside the front of the house with the pistol in his hand with his dog. Maybe that's what gave him the extra time. Maybe his dog got up and barked, gave him time to grab his shit. Good boy. I'm going to set the pistol out on the ground. Is that okay? The 911 caller asked the operator. It's still going to be loaded, but it's on the ground. The homeowner can be heard telling the operator, please hurry. So again, not a bloodthirsty maniac. He wants to save this fool's life, even though he came into his home to take from him and possibly do harm to him. He still didn't want to have to do that. But they tell us, gun owners, there's a problem with guns in this country. I don't know. I'm just not getting it from these stories. I'm not sure if the man's dead or not. He's back there screaming and rolling. The man was flown to the hospital where he underwent surgery. The homeowner was uninjured, the police said. According to the man, his house was broken into the day prior to him catching and shooting a burglar Monday, and he fled an incident report. He filed an incident report. The Leesburg Police Department said the men likely believed the home was abandoned, and after a tree fell on it a few days ago. Police said officers were searching for the second suspected burglar, who was described as having a slim build. He's about 5 feet 8 to 9 inches tall and was last seen wearing a black hoodie and tan shorts. Well, I hope they find him before he breaks into someone else's house and gets his ass shot. So, good for this guy. I'm glad that he's still alive. Good for his dog. Maybe his dog was the one that gave him the extra time or alerted him to who was coming. And again, what they tell us is not what we're seeing and what we're living. Most gun owners have these guns to protect themselves, or maybe because they like them. They like the way they look. I've loved guns since I was a little kid. There was this pistol. There was this pellet gun. And I found it in the back of a magazine or inside of a magazine somewhere. And it was a 9mm Beretta. And it was just like the gun that Riggs had in Lethal Weapon. I was never a fan of Murtaugh's gun. I'm not a big revolver fan. I am like Western guns. I like that kind of shit, but like revolvers, just not a fan. But it was the same gun that Riggs had in Lethal Weapon. I love that thing. I tore the page out and I folded it up and I keep it in a drawer. And every once in a while, I would take the picture out and I would lay on my bed and I would just stare at it. Think of how cool it would be to shoot, how cool everybody would think I was if I had it. You know, just like Christmas Story. He's imagining these scenarios where these varmints break into his house or whatever, and he's shooting them. It's just typical red blood American boy shit, or red blood boy stuff. I'm sure boys around the world are the same way. Any red-blooded male has probably felt this way about a gun or something like that. But I used to take that thing out and just stare at it. I don't know how long. Just imagine, let my imagination run wild with that gun. Love them. But because you have this love or this want or this need for a gun does not mean you're going to use it to kill somebody unless you have to. And even when you do, this guy didn't die in this case, but I've talked about other ones where the people are like, I didn't want to have to do this, where they give them chances, plenty of verbal commands. They brandish the firearm. They show them. Stop or I'll kill you. That one lady said, stop or I'm going to kill you. She said I had to do what I had to do. But because you own a gun does not mean you are itching to use it. That's just stupid. Good for that man in Leesburg, Florida. I'm glad you're still with us. Give your dog an extra treat and maybe a little extra belly rub until his pink lipstick comes out, then stop. That shit's gross. JerichoGreen.net, people. $3.99 a month. Exclusive videos. I also upload when I'm on someone else's platform. I call it Cameo Corner. We got all those in there. My entire video archive, including the exclusive ones you will only find on JerichoGreen.net. Venmo, Green for Green. Cash App, $ Jericho Green. 1, the number 1. Super chats, you know how it works. You send them, I read them, I appreciate them. 806 Olivehurst, California, or P.O. Box 806 Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998 if you want to send it old school. But first. So, here we go, people. Griner grovels. She begs for Biden to bring her ass home. But you know what, girl? Remember, if you can, remember back when you were in America and you could just go out whenever you wanted and have fun and have freedom and eat, you know, whatever you want, whatever you like, burgers, sushi, probably like a lot of fish. You could do whatever you want. You can go places, you can travel, you can go on a hike, do whatever you want. And you would be talking shit about America, bashing it. It's racist. Hashtag say his name. I can't breathe. All that bullshit. Remember you were doing that? Remember who was the president when you were doing that? And you, orangey, racist, you evil motherfucker, fuck Trump, fuck Donald Trump. You were suffering from TDS. Remember that? I know it's been a few months, but if you can, try to remember, because I know you're watching, Brittany. And that president, I know you hated him, probably because you were told to, probably because you didn't have the ability to Google and look up who he's been taking pictures with and getting awards from, but whatever, you hated him because they told you. But one thing that this president would do, whether you like him or not, whether you support him or not, whether you hate him or not, one thing he would do is bring black folks home. Okay? ASAP Rocky, that rapper, he's a rapper, all kind of, you know, chains, the jewelry, the hair, the rapper uniform, the lyrics, all the things that he would say brought him home. What's his name? LaMelo Ball, one of them ugly ass ball kids, the basketball player. His dumbass was in China. He picked a communist country to do this in too, just like you, Brittany. Just like you. His dumbass was in China. He thought it would be a good idea to steal something. China said, nope, bring your dumbass over here. You belong to us now. China. That's our number one rival on earth. China. Brought his ass home. Brought him home. You know how he brought ASAP Rocky home? He threatened sanctions on him. Threatened to hurt that wallet. Threatened to get up in that wallet and choke off some of that money. Uh-oh. Take him. We don't want him. He's home. He's probably dropped an album or two since he's been back. But now, you don't have that, Brittany. Now you don't have that evil orange bastard in the White House. You ran him out of here. You didn't want him. He was racist. Were you one of those dummies who said if he gets elected, I'm leaving the country? I don't know. But you didn't want him. Anybody but Trump. Remember they were saying that? Anybody but Trump. He's the worst. Ew, he's gross. Hashtag the worst. Right? But you know what he would have done, Brittany? You know what Trump would have done through all his racism? He would have sifted through all of that racism. You know what he would have done? He would have brought your ass home, girl. You be face deep in your wife right now. Face looking like a glazed donut. But that's not happening. That's not happening, Brittany. You're not home. You're in Russia. You are in Russia still. Now, even though it was a drug charge and you fucked up, you broke their laws, Trump still would have had your ass home. He got another basketball player who was caught stealing in China. Got that weird little bastard, that weird looking bastard, home. ASAP Rocky, didn't he get in a fight? Trump was like, no problem. Come on home, player. You ran him out of here. You ran out the very person who would have brought your lanky ass home. Your lanky, wife-beating ass home. And when she was on her way in the trial, she was going in or out. She was holding a picture of her wife. The judge is going to, oh, I did not realize you have wife at home. Please, get her out of your cinder back to America. That meant nothing, dummy. Jericho, why you keep bringing up her domestic violence? Because if that were a man, they would say, keep your wife beating ass home over there in Russia, you piece of shit. Keep your wife beating ass over there in Russia. You don't deserve to come back here. America doesn't want wife beaters. I'm not talking about the t-shirt. That's what they would have said if that were a man. That's all they would have been saying. And if a president and Trump would have brought him back, oh, Trump, you support domestic violence. You like wife beaters. You really do want to grab women by the pussy, don't you? How could you bring that monster back? And you'd be interviewing his wife and he'd be like, I can't believe they're letting him back in this country. I'm so scared. Me and the children are so fearful of his return. Right? But Brittany Griner, she's draped in at least 2 layers of victimhood. Like one of them big ass heavy tarps. She got 2 layers. She's wearing victimhood burqa. 2 of them, completely covered. All you got is the slit. That's it. 2 victimhood burqas on. Number 1, oh, I'm sorry. Make that 3. Number 1, she's a woman. Back off. She doesn't have any rights. She's a woman of color. Hello. And she's in the alphabet soup group. Can't touch her. Don't even look at her. But no matter what you are, no matter what you're draped in, no matter how many victimhood burqas you're wearing, your ass would have been right here, girl. If Trump was here, but you didn't want it. You ran him out. That shit's hilarious. There was a guy there. The guy you hated would have brought you home. Angry Fat Boy 1776. Thank you for the Hamilton. Says, hey, Jericho, love the channel and all the great content. Let's go, Brandon. Angry Fat Boy 1776. Is there no greater moment than when Biden was on some show and the very dude who made that up, the very dude calls into the show and gets Biden to say, let's go, Brandon. Oh, man. He goes, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do it authentically. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. That's what he said. Shit. Rachel S., you're right. Hit that like button, people. Like, subscribe, share, all the YouTube jargon. You know it. What a jackass. what a jackass. But if that were a man, you wouldn't even be entertaining the thought of bringing him back home because he's a wife beater. But equality. So let's see. This is 2015. Brittany Griner, Glory Johnson, that's her wife, the WNBA, and the domestic violence in the alphabet soup group. On May 8th at the Pointe Hilton Tapatio Cliffs. Man, that's a lot. Okay. At the Point, is that Point? Why is it E on the end? Point Hilton Tapatio Cliffs Resort in Phoenix. Ugh. WNBA star Brittany Griner wed WNBA star Glory Johnson. Guys, they had happy nuptials. Let's see. Aw. Instead of traditional vows, they said, I promise to be the Whitney to your Bobby. Oh boy, how little. How little they knew at the time. The Bonnie to your Clyde. The Ike to your Tina. Uh-oh. Life is about to imitate vows. Here we go. Nearly 9 months had passed since the couple became engaged. 2 weeks had passed since they were arrested on assault and disorderly conduct charges. And 1 week into the future, the newlyweds would each receive a record 7-game suspension as punishment from the WNBA. Uh-oh. Griner filed for annulment after they got handsy with each other. Okay, let's see. I thought this was about her actual situation. This is talking about like, oh, it's such a problem in the WNBA. I'm not talking about them. Let's see. Basically, I was trying to see a story about it, but basically what happened was I think they were at a hotel and they got into it. They got into a fight, kicked each other's asses. You can't be doing that, right? You're not supposed to put your hands on each other when you're in wedded bliss, correct? But they don't mention that. And really, domestic violence is an epidemic in the alphabet soup group in general. I want to say so up around 70% or something like that of the same-sex couples will experience domestic violence. It's really high. It's higher than with straight people. But they don't talk about that. That's weird. Authentically Kennedy, thank you again. Jericho, that's how she wrote it. Does your wife laugh at your jokes? You have me cracking up every time. My wife laughs at my jokes sometimes. But sometimes I'm just trying to annoy her. Like what she hates when I do this. She gets really, really mad when I do that. She does not like when I do that. Or she doesn't like when I say, "Man, you never take me alive, Capper." She doesn't like when I do that. So sometimes she laughs at my jokes. Sometimes she doesn't. But let's be honest. Whether she laughs or not, she's very lucky. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what keeps her around. She realizes how lucky she is. She's all packed up, ready to go, and then she's like, oh, "I'm pretty fucking lucky. Let me get back in here." Thomas Decode. Thomas Decode. Thank you. Wait a minute. There we go. Hey, this isn't the mall. Guantanamera. That's probably how we'd sing it. Oh, it's probably how we'd sing it. Thank you for that, Thomas. Who's next? Robert G. Thank you very much. How about those guidestones in Georgia? Kind of sus. Is that what the kids say now? Sus. I'm gonna read up on that. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Black Lake, man, they made me edit the shit out of that super chat. Yeah, I hate when they do that. I'll send something like to another another YouTuber or something that I support, and like if you say the wrong things, they make you edit. It's bullshit. I agree, Black Lake. But let's see. Speaking of Black Lady, thank you very much for the 50. She says, even Barry traded ISIS members, plural, for Bergdahl, Bo Bergdahl. I remember that dummy. But Biden's admin is dragging their feet on trading arms dealer Victor Merchant of Death for Griner, speaks volumes. Hope she learns a life lesson here. Yeah, she's going to learn a lot: how to speak Russian, how to make shanks, how to choke down cold gruel. it's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. Alien testosterone. That's right. That dude should not hit a girl, but he did. He did that. That's just so stupid. But see, when Trump was in, the reason he could have gotten her from Russia easily is because he had a working relationship with Russia. And I think if Trump were in office, Russia wouldn't even have invaded Ukraine. So I don't think that would even be a problem. But Trump has the respect of these dictators. And they know that Trump is serious, and they know that Trump will choke off and fuck up their money if they don't get in line. But Biden has been financing the people that Russia's fighting. He's been bashing Russia, Putin in the media, blaming our gas prices and inflation on him. So how are you going to do that and then turn around and say, hey, can we have a subpar athlete back? Of course not. Trump would have got her back without trading this arms dealer, Victor Merchant of Death, Boot. However you pronounce that fool's last name. He would have got her back without trading that dude. Because they would have known who was in charge. They would not have questioned it. They would have not have gone against it. Because now one thing that was exposed by this war with Ukraine is that Russia ain't shit militarily. The only thing we need to fear from Russia is that they have nukes. That's it. So do we. But they know if you set one off here, a dirty bomb, or you happen to get one past our defenses or something, if we are affected by a nuclear bomb from Russia, they know that it's over. There will be no more living like a dictator while your people starve. You will be dead. They don't want that. So they're not going to push that button. Even though Biden could possibly push that button on accident. They're not going to push that button, especially with Trump in office. Brittany would have been home. You would have been at home playing garbage basketball just like you want to be. You would have been at home being subsidized by the NBA. You would have been at home looking at half-empty bleachers as you play a championship game. But the point is, Brittany, you would be at home, not in Russia. But since you helped run the guy out of office who would have definitely brought you home, good job. Because if Biden brings you home, it's going to be a long time. Get comfy. Find a rusted place for you to work out at. Get your Linda Hamilton on. Remember when they showed her in Terminator 2? She was doing those pull-ups. You see that back? Go ahead and get you a Linda Hamilton back because you are going to be there for a while. Good job, Brittany. Good job, Brittany. Oh, boy. Man, oh, man. Faye Knox, Ukraine is a bad guy, not Russia. I'm not saying Russia is bad, but I'm saying we were financing the people that Russia is fighting against. So how can you do that and then turn around and say, can you give me something? Bernie Mac, that's right, could have been home eating ass. But instead, you in Russia eating ass. You better hope that's ass you're eating. That eating ass is probably an improvement from what they slide under your cell door every day, Brittany. No, Brad Gray, I'm not joking. Russia might be kicking Ukraine's ass, but put Russia's military across from ours. Exactly. They would get the shit. They would get the vodka and shit kicked out of them quick. Oliver is, what up, Oliver Mack? Damn it. It's my boy Oliver Mack right there. Check out his page, people. And once you're done checking out that page and you just can't get enough of Oliver Mack, well, let me tell you where else you can find it, okay? Instagram at Right Winged Angel. All right. And don't mess around with Oliver Mack, okay? Because Oliver Mack will do two things. He will give you great content and beautiful merch. Get his merch too, people. Oliver Rants on YouTube at Right Wing Angel on Instagram. Back to you, Brad Gray. But yes, you're right. Russia might be kicking Ukraine's ass, but Russia's not going to kick no ass on the world stage, and they certainly wouldn't kick ours. You had soldiers quitting and vehicles running out of gas. That ain't going to cut it against America. We will slap saliva from their mouths on the battlefield. You line up that rusty old piece of shit tank across from us if you want to. Lord German Husbando, thank you. Mom and I love the story of when your wife has all the lights on in the house until a creepy crawler is dead. Nobody sleeps. That's real shit. My wife will say, babe, what's that? It's usually like a spider up in the corner somewhere, the far corner of the bedroom, and she spots it. Babe, what's that? Kill it. And she's not satisfied with the hit with the shoe or something, because that you could hit it, it falls, you lose the body, and her mind is still alive, plotting its revenge underneath the piece of furniture. No, my wife, what she likes to do is go get the vacuum cleaner and suck that son of a bitch into the vacuum cleaner. Nobody sleeps until you bring me something with 8 legs. Not a joke. When I used to work nights, I would come home, and my wife would have the house lit up like a stadium. All the lights, night lights, kitchen lights, hallway lights. She even turned on the flashlights. My wife don't play. But I love her. It's my girl. It's my partner in crime. We made people. See who that other super chat's from, huh? I saw that super chat. I see that $5. Don't you worry, I'm coming. There we go. Alien testosterone. What do you have to say? Russia isn't the Red Dawn we was taught. I remember them eating in our chow halls, shopping in our PXs while peacekeeping in North Kosovo, 2001. Well, thank you for your service, first of all, Alien Testosterone. Yeah, man, that's a great example of the Red Dawn. Like the whole Cold War, the 80s and stuff, you could tell. In the action movies, the villains in the action movies used to reflect who our enemies were in the world. And through the 80s, it was Russia. It was a Cold War. We're both nukes, soldiers, right here. Thankfully, nothing ever happened. But the Cold War was real. And maybe at that time when it was the USSR, maybe they were a formidable military opponent. But now, no. Nope. Not now. Well, we see it. Faye Knox, sorry, Russian army does not prance around in red high heels, Jericho. No, they don't. No, they don't, Faye Knox. But I think you're talking on more of an individual soldier kind of level. And neither do ours. They may want them to, but I firmly believe that hasn't permeated all of our members of the military yet. I think there are still some old school members of the military who don't want to play that woke shit. I just saw a video last week about a bunch of Marines standing outside of one of the offices there on base to be discharged because they don't want to get the poke. So there's some real ones left in our military. And keep in mind, there are some older people still left in our military who aren't this new, weaker generation. But yeah, I'm sure they got some tough ass soldiers over there. They're not buying into the woke bullshit for sure. But today, you line up Russia's military against ours, we're beating the shit out of them. Hands down. Hands down. Realist 2022. No, they're not our concern. Never should have been. Never should have been. Okay, what's next? What's next on the to-do list? Oh, yeah. like I mentioned real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this because people probably on the East Coast, you're probably getting ready to sit down for dinner. On the West Coast, you probably just got done with lunch. So I don't want you to lose any of that via vomit. But Nancy Pelosi was, or is, she probably still is, in Italy. In Italy, her and Paul just had to get away, guys. They just had to decompress. So I wrote under the picture, and I'll show you the picture in a minute. Strong stomachs, everyone. Strong stomachs. I wrote, when the economy is taking a shit, your husband is crashing while drunk, and you're pushing small children. Sometimes you just got to pull your old titties out and go on vacation. There's a picture right there. Oh, look at that. Hey-o. Look at those mammary glands. Huh? You didn't think Nancy was packing like that, did you? Excuse me. Oof, that was tough to get through. But yeah, she's in Italy, and it's some rich Italian person that like owns an opera or something. Her and Paul just had to get out. Now I'm not being naive here. Yeah, I understand. Just because they're politicians does not mean they're going to be working 24/7 in only politics and never taking time for themselves. And Jericho, they are humans too. I get that. I understand it. But the shit we're in is a little deeper than normal. The shit we're in is a little deeper and a little thicker than it's ever been. That's all I'm saying. But take that with you. Alien testosterone. Once again, thank you. He said, "Do you know of the Sammy B? Was my dad's ship that hit a mine in '88? He was one of the 6 burnt." I did not hear of that. I've heard of other shipboard accidents like the USS Saipan and things of that nature, but I've never heard of that. I'll check that out. Let me get the jotting. Sammy B. Got it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting you like the shipboard accidents that you hear about because they show you the videos and stuff when you're in boot camp. And a lot of the things that they used to do, the reason we don't do them anymore as far as like relaxing uniforms and the way fires are fought is because of bad shit that happened on ships in the past. But thank you for that, alien testosterone. Oscar Gonzalez, saggy Nancy. Yeah, there's A. Hogan 320. Yeah, man, there's big old liver spots all over them bad boys. Them bad boys. Paul's been tugging at them for years. Anyway, sorry I had to tell you about that. So we are sending 5 million barrels of oil overseas. Now, on the surface, you would think that makes sense. And upon further research, it still doesn't make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Why are we sending, number one, why are we even tapping into our strategic petroleum reserves? Why are we even touching them? We got so much oil out there. It is sickening. We have more oil than all of the oil producing countries in the world combined. Robert Mitchell, puke emojis. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't be the only one seeing that image. Sorry you had to see that. Saudi Arabia, Russia, Venezuela, all these places where he's going star-spangled hat in hand, begging for some drops. We have more than all of them put together. So why are we out begging for oil? Why are we tapping into our reserves? We don't need to. Drill, get more oil from the earth. Replenish what we have, what you've taken from our strategic reserves. What is it? He's released how many barrels did he say? 1 million barrels a day for 6 months is what he's releasing. That's 180 million barrels. That's more than like all past administrations combined, and then some. Way more. Why are you even doing that shit? I mean, We know why. But why? Let's see. It says oil from U.S. reserves sent overseas as gasoline prices stay high. Okay, anyway. So, more than 5 million barrels of oil that were part of a historic U.S. emergency reserves release to lower domestic fuel prices. Domestic, that means home. That means here. U.S. emergency reserves to lower domestic fuel prices were exported to Europe and Asia last month, according to data and sources, even as U.S. gasoline and diesel prices hit record highs. The export of crude and fuel is blunting the impact of the moves by U.S. President Joe Biden to lower record pump prices. Biden on Saturday renewed a call for gasoline suppliers to cut their prices, drawing criticism from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Hey, cut your prices. That'll teach them. About 1 million barrels per day is being released from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve through October. The flow is draining the SPR, which last month fell to the lowest since 1986. U.S. crude futures are above $100 per barrel, and gasoline and diesel prices above $5 a gallon in 1/5 of the nation. U.S. officials have said oil prices could be higher if the SPR had not been tapped. Bullshit. Don't tap the SPR. Get more from the ground. Pump more. Atlantic Trading and Marketing, an arm of the French oil major Total Energies, exported 2 cargoes of 560,000 barrels each day, the data showed. Says the fourth largest U.S. oil refiner, Phillips 66, shipped about 470,000 barrels of sour crude from the Big Hill SPR storage site in Texas to Trieste, Italy, according to U.S. Customs data. Trieste is home to a pipeline that sends oil to refineries in Central Europe. So that's like your family starving. Your family is starving. Your kids' stomachs are rumbling. Daddy, my stomach hurts. I'm hungry. Babe, I'm hungry. We're starving. And you're taking what food you have and giving it to somebody you hate across town, or at least somebody that hates you. That's what we're doing, giving our fucking oil to China and Europe. What the fuck? Why are we sending this shit to China of all people? Don't you realize they're our top competition in the world and you're helping them? We shouldn't be touching the strategic oil reserves for anybody, not even for ourselves. We don't have to. Suck the shit from the ground. Get some of those dead dinosaurs, whatever you want to call it. Suck that shit from the ground. Make it cheaper on us before you go helping some other country. And I don't care if it's an ally who's been there since day one. We are supposed to be the most important thing to our government. We are supposed to be their main focus. I don't understand why they would do that. And why are you selling it off to them? Why don't you sell it cheaper to us? Fucking, oh my goodness, man. This don't make no damn sense. You're stealing from us. Lala HK, great minds think alike. You're fucking stealing from us to help somebody else when we're in need. It's not like we're sitting over here, everything's cheap, it's all good. Yeah, man, go ahead and send them $5 million. We need it. Thank you, Alien Testosterone, the USS Samuel B. Roberts. All right, I'll check that out. That is some sick and twisted shit. In our time of need, you're helping someone else. And not only is it someone else, it's our worst enemy. Fellas, imagine how much trouble you would be in if you're okay. Check this out, fellas. Imagine the trouble level you would be dealing with if your wife was stuck on the side of the road. It's pouring rain, flat tire. You don't go help her. You go change your ex-girlfriend's or your ex-wife's tire. She's in the rain, flat tire. You leave your woman, your current woman, in the pouring rain to go help your ex. How hard do you think her arms would be folded, and how hard do you think her toe would be tapping when your ass finally made it back in the house? That's what's happening here. You're forsaking us to help our enemy? Okay. Somebody please make that make sense. Legendary 88, Beijing Biden, you got it. They don't call him that for nothing. You spit in our face. You're stepping on our head to get over the wall and help them. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Linda Knoll, they're laughing their asses off. If they're not laughing at what he's saying, they're laughing at what he's doing to us. Man. Yeah, Bernie Mac, they own him. Stock, lock, and barrel. They got both Chinese arms up his ass to the elbow, manipulating his mouth. You motherfucker. Jimmy Dean, NYC bodega worker arrested for defending himself. I saw that. Shout out to my man, Oliver Mack. I saw it on his Instagram page at Right-Winged Angel. So this guy, 51 years old or something like that, older guy, works at a bodega. Apparently, this little girl was in there, and she had her mom's EBT card. She was trying to buy some chips. If you're on EBT, you don't get to buy chips. How about you buy that kid some fruit or a vegetable? But Jericho, nothing. You want your kid to have chips? You pay for it. I'm not paying for your kid to get diabetes. You can do that yourself. 10-year-old girl was in there to get some chips. Her mom didn't have the balance. She didn't have the money. So the guy, allegedly, he snatched the chips out of the little girl's hand. She goes home, tells her mommy and daddy. What do those two ghetto fuckers do? They go down to the store and start berating this man. And you can see a woman's arm in the video. You can see a woman's arm over the counter. She's on the other side where the customer should be. And her arm is under the plexiglass. You can see her arm in the video. Then, when the video starts, you see this young or tall, skinny black guy with cornrows behind the counter with the worker, pushes him against the wall. He's standing over him, talking a bunch of shit. Probably wasn't going to do nothing, because if he was, he just would have done it. Wouldn't fucking talk about it. He pushes the man down. The man's sitting down up against the wall. He gets up to leave, and then that's when the guy grabs him. And when he grabs him, the older guy, grabs a knife from the counter, had it hidden somewhere, starts to shank him. The dude's holding him back with his arms like this, and the old man's just getting him all up in the torso. Then he got him 3 times in the torso and twice in the neck. And he gets him a couple times in the torso. He comes up, sticks him like right here, right near his clavicles. Sticks him right here, and then goes back to the body, and then they fall back out of frame. So the bodega worker is in jail first, facing second-degree murder charges with $250,000 bail. It's all on camera. And the woman, the mom of this kid, the baby mama, because she said the woman's boyfriend. So y'all got a 10-year-old, he ain't even fucking married. Who knows the problems that's going to present for that little girl in her life. Now she don't got a dad because he got killed doing some stupid, over-emotional bullshit. So now that dude's dead. He's in jail. $250,000 bail. It's all on camera. The dude had no business back there threatening him and assaulting him. What was that man supposed to do? Let it play out and see what happens? That guy was younger, taller, probably stronger than him, probably would have beat his ass. Probably would have killed him. You think the word hasn't gotten around to New Yorkers how fucking dangerous that city is? And how weak and light the district attorney is on criminals? But look how harsh he is on a citizen trying to protect themselves. It's on tape. The dude shouldn't have been back there. That guy should have went home. Number one, if your kid comes to you and says, that man snatched a bag of chips out of my hand. Well, number one, so what? Did he touch you? He didn't touch you, did he? No, he just grabbed his property out of your hands in a manner you didn't like. And who knows what the little kid said to him. But because you snatched, I'm not going down there to confront this man for taking chips out of your hand. But what did he do? He went down there acting a fool, trying to be tough, try to intimidate this old man. And look what it got you. And the woman, the baby mama, who's probably standing there, fucking instigating the situation, stabbed the dude in his shoulder, the worker. What? Why are you busting out a knife? Who the fuck do you think you are? And if that dude would have took off and relieved her of her front teeth, he would be some kind of misogynist, toxically masculine man. Because he shouldn't have touched a woman. But we want equality. Don't touch women. We want equality. Which way do you fucking want it? Which one do you want? Because you can't have both. You can't have equality, but don't touch me. No, if you want equality, we'll give it to you. Trust me, you don't want it. So if he would have busted her in her chops, he would have been in trouble. Now, if the man felt some kind of way about it and he really wanted to do something, then you go down there and you talk to him. You don't come around the counter and put your fucking hands on him, you dummy. And then you want to lock that dude up, charge him with second-degree murder, and have his bail set at $250,000. He works at a bodega. You know he doesn't have that kind of money. They said, well, he's a flight risk because he had a trip to the Dominican Republic planned. That's where he's from. I don't blame him. I would have took off too. If I was facing second-degree murder charges for protecting myself, see ya. I'm out. But he's an American citizen. That shit is just terrible. 250. How many criminals is he letting out? Just out. What'd you do? Oh, all you did was push her in front of a train? You can go. Oh, you just stuck a knife in her face or a gun in her face? You can go. That shit is sick, man. But yeah, I did hear about that story. That's fucked up. I hope that man doesn't get any time. They're gonna have a tough time finding a grand jury that's going to indict him and go through with the trial and shit, especially knowing how New York is. If he had used a gun, he'd probably never get out of jail. You know how New York is with those guns now. You know, they gotta stick it to the Supreme Court. We don't like you, so we will make our citizens pay for your transgressions. Dicks. So, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about before we wrap it up. Before we wrap it up like a dick on prom night. Let's see, who's that dude? Arizona candidate election ad. Oh well, fuck it. I got it on my Instagram page. Instagram at JG Talk.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
That no one could possibly need all 30 rounds. But when this rifle is the only thing standing between your family and a dozen angry Democrats in Klan hoods, you just might need that semi-automatic and all 30 rounds.
That's a Klan hood floating in the water. Yeah, Ronnie. So yeah, this guy is as you saw, a GOP congressional candidate out of Arizona, and basically, and when I put this on my Instagram page, some people like didn't get it. He's not saying that actual Klan members are going to come after you. Now they might send the new version of the Klan, the Ku Klux Trans, but he's not saying Klan members are going to come get you or Klan members are prevalent in Arizona. What he's saying is the Klan has always been of the Democrat Party, and the Democrat Party is trying to take your AR-15. They've said it. They've said it. That's his point. That's what he's trying to say. Not that, oh, the Klan's going to get me. The Klan is real. No, the Klan is not real. It used to be. But what he's saying is the uniforms may have changed, but the mission is still the same. And if you let a tyrannical government get out of control, then you will need that AR-15 that they are trying to take from you. The founding fathers knew that no matter what, people are going to be people. Corruption is corruption. Greed is greed forever. So they knew that shit. That's why they set shit up the way it is. The people are all mad and shit. Oh, what's he trying to say? That America really is racist? Obviously, you dummy. Obviously, he's not saying that. He's saying you need to keep your eye on that fucking Democrat Party. That's what he's saying. And he's saying they're trying to take your guns. They are. All these red flag laws. What the fuck's a red flag law? New York asking for your social media handles if you want to get a concealed carry permit. How does that make sense? What does one have to do with the other? Why do you need my social media history for me to carry a weapon? That doesn't make any sense. Oddball, you don't want to see that video. Not on a full stomach. And then, finally, Gavin, bang, your wife, Newsom. He will. Don't ever go to a Gavin Newsom event with your wife because he will try to mount her. But he's in Montana. He's up there having a good time with the family, the wife, the kids. I'm sure he's in a sprawling estate. I'm sure they're not Motel 6 in it. They're not Comfort Inning it. I'm sure wherever they're staying has an echo. They're having a great time. But they're having a great time in Montana, and that is a problem because he said that you're not supposed to be doing any state business in Montana. That's what he said. There we go. It says Newsom loves to bash red states. Now he's vacationing in one. California Governor Gavin Newsom is learning the perils of being a blue state warrior. The Democratic governor in recent weeks has been on the forefront of the national political battles, pitting California against red state rivals, going so far as to buy ad time in Florida. I'll talk about that shit tomorrow. That's a disgrace. To bash Republican policies in the Sunshine State. But a recent family vacation in Montana, one of 22 states where California prohibits state-funded travel, has put Newsom on the hot seat, with Republicans and conservative pundits accusing the governor of hypocrisy and double standards. The governor left town last week as state lawmakers scattered for a month-long summer recess, but unlike previous trips, didn't at first announce his whereabouts. News of the governor's travels to Montana, first reported by Cal Matters, immediately sparked backlash from his critics. Let's see. The governor has plenty of reasons to travel to Montana. His in-laws live there, and it's where he and first partner, that's another thing. When he got elected governor, his stupid ass wife said that, I'm not a first lady, I'm a first partner. It's where he and his first partner, Jennifer Sybil Newsom, were married. The two went so far as to name their eldest daughter Montana. That is so awesome. But Montana landed on its list last year after enacting a pair of laws that barred transgender students from joining school teams matching their gender identities and allow businesses to seek exemptions from some laws under the auspices of religious liberty, which LGBTQ advocates said could open the door to discrimination. Oh, you poor thing. So since they're going after your alphabet soup group and they're not letting them pervert kids, you have a problem with that, Gavin? How? So basically, don't do any state-funded travel, which his vacations are. He's not paying for them, unless it's where I want to go. Then take that shit off the list. When I get back to California, put it back on the list. You crooked bastards. Rakiv78, thank you, says, what's up with the new Army showering policy? Keep up the good work, brother. What is, man, don't tell me. Don't tell me that men and women are allowed to shower in the Army. I'll look into that in a second. Alien Testosterone, thank you very much. Says, when Marlon T. Rockhold, a black soldier, died in my hands in Baghdad 2003, we didn't hold hands and say one less to deal with black home, just saying. Oh, one less to deal with back home. Excuse me. It would help if I read it right. Yeah, because under circumstances like that and other circumstances, it doesn't matter. The color doesn't matter. That was your brother. You had been to battle together. You had trusted each other with your lives. You both had the same colored blood inside of you. That's all that matters. And I'm sorry that happened to you, that you had to lose somebody over there. I hope that was the only person you lost over there. But that's how most people think. That's how 99.9% of Americans are. What you look like on the outside doesn't matter. That's only the container. What's on the inside? Do we vibe? Do we click? Well, then, damn it, let's be friends. Let's do this. Is there another one? Was there another one? Yeah, got that one. Cool. So, yeah, man, Gavin's just doing his thing, man. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. No, you're not gonna go to Montana, but I am, especially on vacation with me and my first partner. Your first partner? What a dumbass. What a dumbass. Oh my goodness. Don't go to Montana in no official travel except me. Except me. I'm going to go where the hell I want to go. I love Montana, but you better not. For thee, not me. Piece of shit, you slick-haired, demonic piece of shit, you. Dragging California behind, down with you into the depths of leftist hell. But I'm going to have a good time. Aaron Thomas, JG, it's because China owns the Democrats. Biden, yeah, all of them. They probably got a couple Chinese fingers up Gavin Newsom's ass for sure. Then he spent a bunch of money to get millions of masks from China that they never got. God. And you see his video where he did with the AR-15. He didn't even know how to hold it. Didn't even know how to hold it. I'm not saying you got to be no damn marksman to talk about guns, but at least I hope you have at least shot one. At least. Before you start telling us what we can and can't do with ours, and you can't even hold it right. You're holding it like, ew, like, is it going to bite me? It doesn't do nothing unless you make it do something, stupid. Man, I'm ashamed to have you as a governor. I'm ashamed to have you as my governor in California, but I'm just ashamed to have you even if you were the governor of another state, I would be ashamed of you. Because you're such a double-speaking piece of shit. You're on lockdown. I'm going to the French Laundry. You can't spend any state money here. I'm going on vacation with my family. What a bitch. What a bitch. JerichoGreen.net, people. $3.99 a month, exclusive videos, video archives, and all my cameos on other people's platforms. You want to see how I behave at someone else's house? That's how you can do it. $3.99 a month. Venmo, Green for Green, Cash App, $ Jericho Green, the number 1. Super chats, you can do that too, and you've done a great job with that. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. As I showed you before, got my cards here that I'm about to send out. Envelopes. Oops, something fell out of there. There we go. And letters. So I got homework to do, people. But thank you again for another great live stream. You were great. I was great. We were great. So since we were so damn great, let's meet up here tomorrow, 1 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. That would be 4 p.m. on the East Coast. People, we did it. All right. Hold on. Shout out to everybody who sent me a donation on Cash App. I see that I've gotten some. But on Cash App, it doesn't let you write like a response. It only lets you send a little emoji. So sorry, I would like to say more and thank you and everything, but it won't let me. It just lets me put little emojis like a little thumbs up or a heart or a or the $ on their tongue. I don't know. Lord German Husbando, you're very welcome. Thank you. Brian King B. Falcone, I do know how it goes. So do you. We know it so well, we're about to say it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold up. So yesterday, when I talked about Senator Tiara Mack, she's the one who was standing on her head, twerking, shaking that ass for votes, showing her vulva for votes. And I posted it on my Instagram page, and a bunch of people were all mad, like, oh, how can you say that? And all this bullshit. If you don't see the disgusting nature and embarrassment in that post for her shaking her ass like that, what an embarrassment that is. That's all you have to offer. You're a jackass. And I love it. Keep coming in the comment sections saying your stupid shit that is easy to rebut. Now let me finish. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.